Please welcome up on stage my two colleagues.
Tell-
Wednesday.
Hello and welcome to the Siemens world of food and beverage. I think everybody is nowadays talking about digitalization, and I think you see this everywhere in our booth as well. But we thought that what we have to offer to you in terms of digitalization. So let's talk about digitalization in our food and beverage world, right?
Yes, definitely we should. So let's take the dairy industry as an example. That's why I've brought a drink. It's a nice chocolate milk show. So I hope you like that.
I really thank Andreas to give this milk to me, but I don't like chocolate. I would like something much more healthier and fruity stuff. That's my type.
Come on, I thought you're the sweet guy. Now you want to have something fruity, sporty, with protein?
Yeah.
But no problem, I'm prepared. So I have another drink with me. That's a nice orange mango protein drink. So this is really healthy stuff. So I think that's better.
Looks like he really takes care of me, so he's really prepared to give me another one, another flavor. And this is what I was really asking for. But today we are in the Hanover, so we need to do something much more challenging, I would say. Let's do something more challenging in terms of the label of this. I don't like this label, so let's do it in terms of our corporate color. I want a blue label.
A blue label?
Yeah?
Are you sure?
Uh, yeah, let's do a blue label.
Okay, then let's do a blue label. So we can change the label according to your personal taste. My name is Andreas Zintel.
And my name is Rajesh Shom.
And we are from Siemens Food and Beverage. Today, we are going to show you how digitalization applies to the dairy industry.
Yeah, exactly, thanks. But whenever we talk about digitalization, what comes to our mind is like we are talking about big cars or like big aeroplanes or like very high-tech products, right?
I would like to have that blue car, honestly.
My dear friend Andreas, we need to focus today. We are talking about digitalization and digitalization in dairy. But I will make your life really easier and explain you what I mean by that, yeah?
Okay.
I had this experience, and probably you as well, all of you had this experience. Whenever you go to a supermarket, yeah, you see so many different flavors. You see so many different attractive packagings, new ingredients, stuff into that. Somebody likes to drink a high-fat milk, a low-fat milk, an organic milk. So there's so much of wide range of products the people as consumers wants you. But like as a manufacturer, how do you meet this requirement from the customers, from your end users? And I think here, digitalization plays a really vital and a very important role.
Yeah, absolutely. Digitalization plays a vital role in the dairy industry. And we can make it happen with Siemens technology. So we have the right portfolio to cover the entire life cycle of such a milk-based drink, starting with the product design, the planning of the production, the engineering, execution, and of course, finally, the services.
Absolutely. So thank you for setting the tone of it. So as Andreas mentioned, let's go through these 5 facets of the value chain of the complete plant. Let's start with the product design. Like even in this product design, this is where digitalization and the virtual twin comes into play. For such a simple drink which he offered me, for this simple drink itself, you need the process formulation behind. And you also need the right ingredients that needs to be in the right composition. I mean, like the right content of the sugar, right content of the milk, right content of the protein to have the right product before you really go to the market, right?
Right. And Siemens supports you in this formulation process, taking into account different regulations in different markets. For example, in the US, in Europe, Asian countries, or any other country, it doesn't matter. And the graded nutrition table is also the link to the next challenge in our concept, which is the creation of a cost-efficient but also attractive packaging. And this includes a stress test simulation of the packaging and, of course, the design of the label. And so this is exactly the point where we can change the label to your personal taste, so we can make it blue.
Wow, that would be exciting to see how you do that for me. Okay, then let's go to the next phase, which is the production planning. Because you need to really know how much you need to produce on a wider scale before you really go to the real world. And in the production planning also, you use the virtual world, that's the digital twin, to create your entire production line before you really start committing and producing to your customers. And here also, digitalization plays a really vital, important role.
Yeah. This means we can really validate the entire plant in the virtual world before ever building it. So we can identify bottlenecks and we can avoid overcapacities. And most important, we can run the entire plant under extreme conditions without any risk to the employees or the equipment.
But then I have a question right now, because what we both explained is that we have designed the product, we have started planning for the production. That means in the virtual world, we have already up and running the plant, right?
Right.
Yeah, but then can we still use the digital twin even after the plant has been commissioned and up and running?
Yes, for sure. Every time you introduce a new product, we can speed up your time to market by allowing you to do feasibility checks with the digital twin. And the digital twin is also the basis for the next step in our concept, which is the production engineering.
Production engineering, this is the most scary part which I have gone through in my life, because in production engineering, what we try to do is that it's the most time-taking, I would say, phase in the project, because here is where you really make your plant, you design your plant in terms of your mechanical design, your electrical design, and your automation design, yeah? But with the Siemens technology, you can really reduce this time of doing these three facets, which I mentioned as electrical, mechanical, and automation design, because we have a really integrated portfolio which helps you to integrate these three facets and make it much more easier and faster for you.
Yeah, so we offer all the tools that are needed for an efficient production engineering. And as my colleague mentioned, they are all integrated, so they are capable to exchange data. And this allows a very nice working model for cross-functional departments, because they can exchange their data and reuse them. And that makes production engineering very efficient. This is how digitalization gets a human touch, because it brings people closer and let them work more efficient.
But now I'm really getting excited, because we have been talking about design, production, engineering, but he promised me to give a milk which was my customized one, and I don't still see that.
Yeah, very good question. Now I will bring you from the virtual world of planning to the real world of production. And to be honest, you're quite demanding in producing your milk-based drink, so he wants to have a special label, a special taste. And to achieve this, we have to synchronize our manufacturing operations with our business processes. And one step is to have a proper scheduling, taking into account the availability of the material, of the equipment, of the employees, and of course, the energy consumption. And you know what? We have a solution for that.
Of course, I'm 200% sure we have a solution for that. But when we talk about scheduling, I think it's also important to know at what efficiency individual lines are operating, because until you know what efficiency, you would not know how to improve that. And with the Siemens technology, you can create a lot of transparency between your production assets. We have those, I would say, technology to measure that. And for sure, what you can do is that you can generate your KPIs, your OEE structure, and we can calculate that, and also relate that with a line balancing algorithm to check your plant before you really go real. So you really know where your bottlenecks are and your overcapacities are, and then you can simulate the whole world before you really go to the real world.
Wow, that's very interesting. But that works for one line. A global dairy company, they have many plants distributed all over the world. So how can we do service in terms of data analytics for this?
I was pretty sure you're going to ask me this question, because it's it's really very valid question which is asking, but don't worry. In Siemens, we have this solution very nice and widely made, and all of our viewers might have seen it. It's MindSphere.
Yeah.
MindSphere is the platform, it's an industrial IoT platform where you can develop this and you can do a lot of analytics out there. And what questions you're asking me, you can exactly do this in MindSphere.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. MindSphere is a great environment to do data analytics. In fact, we have just developed 2 applications in cooperation with our partner from Atos. The first one is about quality benchmarking. So basically, it's about comparing different sites distributed all over the world in regards of their quality performance. And with the app, you can easily identify which plant is producing in a good quality that satisfies your customer and which one is not. The other application is about performance benchmarking. So especially for filling and packaging lines, it is crucial that they work with a good performance. And with this app, you can get a full transparency how your lines are working. You can compare them, and this helps you to stay competitive in a market like the dairy industry.
Fantastic. This really sounds exciting. But I think it also gives a lot of flexibility to the plant manager because of these apps, because the plant manager can do data analytics. Sorry. The plant manager can do data analytics sitting anywhere in the world because he's using these apps to do data analytics, whether sitting in his office or sitting in his home, because it's a cloud-based solution. So it gives a lot of flexibility for the plant managers to do this. So really, we have seen a really comprehensive portfolio from Siemens, like starting from the product design itself to the services. But to make it a little bit easier for all of us, let's summarize what we have been talking about in the last 10, 12 minutes. Yeah?
Yeah. So digitalization allows a horizontal and a vertical data integration. It fosters the collaboration within your enterprise, and it brings people closer.
Okay. And the second most important thing is it creates your value for the data that you have. I mean, you can collect all the data. You have a lot of data coming up from the plant. But what do you do with the data? You have to analyze the data and create it into real value, right? And it also fosters the relationship between the cross-functional BUs within you. Like, I mean, from the R&D to the production to the warehouse management to the logistics. So they all bring together and you can analyze the data.
Yeah, and finally, the digital twin allows you to simulate everything in the virtual world before you ever commit resources in the real world.
Well,
And now we are in the real world. I have something real for you. That's a nice orange mango protein drink with a blue label. Very healthy, very fruity. So I think that's the one you've asked for.
exactly. This is what I was looking for. And I really thank you to make this surprise gift for me. Thank you very much. And what I heard at the beginning of this presentation, that you guys have not tasted your own customized milk. I'm telling you, you're missing something in life. Please visit our booth, which is located in the center, the F&B booth in the Siemens World. It's absolutely in the center. You just can't miss it. And yeah, we are still here. Yeah, if you have any questions, we will be glad to answer them. But for the time being, I really thank you for your kind attention. Thank you very much, guys.
Thank you very much.
And we say